Namaste, I'm Ali, and this class is going to be a half an hour restorative flow. So we are going to do some heart opening and some movement, and then we're going to just melt down and take a little bit of time to open up in a more quiet, restorative way. Hope you enjoy. All right, ladies. So let's start off with the hands in a prayer right at the heart. Anjali Mudra. And as I mentioned, it is going to be a heart opening practice today. So the weather in New York City has gotten quite warm. I'm not sure what the weather is like for those of you who are watching, but a heart opening practice is always useful. So today is going to be what I refer to as a pitta balancing practice. And pitta is the season that we're in right now, and it's associated with the elements of water and fire. So not too much of a stretch, just to ascend a little bit into the air of the heart so that that fire doesn't burn us out. So pressing the thumbs into the sternum. We'll start off our practice with 3 ohms. Breathing in. Take a really big breath in and an even bigger breath out. Good. And then reach the arms out and up. And then you're going to take a twist. Left hand to the outside of the right thigh, right hand back behind you, so I'll mirror you. Twisting. And keep the collarbones nice and wide here and the sides of the waist elongated. And then inhale the arms up. And exhale, take them over to the other side, looking back over the right shoulder. Left shoulder for you, sorry. And then keep your right hand where it is and cross your left arm over and hold on to both knees and sink the body weight back, curl and scoop the tailbone so that the back of the shoulders widens right behind the heart. And then inhale, open everything up. And on the exhale, give yourself a hug, fold right in. Again, like that. Inhale, stretch everything wide, spread and stretch the fingers, and exhale, folding in. 2 more like that. Inhale, open up, and exhale, fold it in. And last time, inhale, open up, and exhale, folding in. And your right arm should be underneath this time. Eagle wrap your arms and come on up. And see if you can get the hands to match each other as best as possible. Yeah, I know. Yeah, and that gives a little bit more pull across the left side of the shoulder. And then make a little bit of a circling movement with the arm. And be gentle. Try not to let the jaw or the muscles of the face tighten up. And then circle it in the opposite direction. And then bring your hands back behind you and the soles of the feet to the ground and lift up into a tabletop altar pose. That's it. Draw the shoulder blades together so that there's a shelf built underneath to lift up the chest. Good. Release your sit bones down and change the crossing of your ankles. On the inhale, reach your arms up. And on the exhale, take a twist. This time it's right hand to the outside of the left thigh, left hand back behind you. And inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, take it over to the other side. And then keep your left hand where it is and cross your right arm over. Hold on to both knees and let your spine round. And you're really trying to press the left arm into the right one. Inhale, open everything up. And exhale, fold in and give yourself a hug. 3 more. Inhale, open up. Long, full breathing. Exhale, rounding. Twice more. Make it really easy on the nervous system here. A nice soft breath, a nice graceful movement. And last time, inhale, open. And exhale, close in. Good. And then left arm is underneath. Eagle wrap your arms. And come on up. And again, working on matching the hands as best you can. And then make some circles. And circle it in the opposite direction. And then slip your hands back behind you and bring the soles of your feet to the ground. And one more time, press up, altar pose. Shoulder blades coming together. Big breath in, open your mouth and breathe it out. Good, release your sit bones down, cross your ankles and come forward onto your hands and your knees. And right away, let's press back into a downward facing dog. Pedal around in your feet for a moment. Flutter out through your lips. Anything you need here. And then send your right leg up high into the air. Draw your knee in towards your nose and take a big step forward. Come into a lunge and let your back knee drop, and you can put a blanket or double over your mat underneath it if you need to. Good. And just keep your hands on the ground, but open up the chest. Yes, exactly. So there's a gentle gaze forward. Look down the tip of the nose so there's a softness to the eyes. And then stay on the left knee and straighten out your right leg. So it's kind of like a runner stretch. And let's keep the hips over the left knee for this one, so you're not moving the hips back so far that you come out of the alignment. Flex and shape the right foot. Yeah. And let your head fall for a moment. And when you think you've dropped your head, drop it again, because the head will grip. The neck will instinctively not release. Really nice, ladies. And then bend your right knee, come back into a lunge, and step back into downward facing dog. Roll your way out into plank pose and press back into child's pose. Sliding through, come into a cobra, pressing into the tops of the feet. Peek the heart up, but take the tension away from the shoulders or the jaw. And then move through bent knees into downward facing dog. Great. Send your left leg up. Knee in towards the nose and take a big step forward and let your back knee drop. And then coming up onto the fingertips, almost as if you could tug the floor back to reach the chest a little bit more forward. The sternum is working its way past the horizontal plane of the shoulders. And then lengthen out your left leg and flex your left foot. And let your head fall. And if you need to keep that front knee a little bent here, if the hamstring needs some room, definitely do that. And then bend your left knee and step back, downward facing dog. Plank pose with your inhale. Child's pose with your exhale. Slip through and come right into a cobra. And press back, downward facing dog. And then take your walk forward one step at a time, coming to hang over your legs right at the front of your mat. Soften your knees, tuck your chin, and slowly roll your way up to stand. At the top, reach your arms all the way up, high prayer above your head. And then fold right back down over your legs with the breath out. So let's take a gentle Surya Namaskar here. Step your right foot back. Downward facing dog with your breath out. Roll it out into a plank pose and press back into child's pose. Slide through into cobra, maybe a little higher if you're ready for that. Downward facing dog with your breath out. Stretch your right leg up. Exhale it in between your hands. Step your left foot to meet your right in a forward bend, bowing down. Come all the way back up on your inhale, pressing into the feet. And on the exhale, dive right back down over your legs. Send your left leg back. Downward facing dog. Let the breath guide you out into plank pose. Exhaling to drop and hover, child's pose. Sliding through cobra. Downward facing dog with your breath out. Reach your left leg up. Exhale it in between your hands. Step your right foot to meet your left and fold forward into your legs. Come all the way back up on your inhale. Let's take one more round with that. Dive back down on your exhale. Step your right foot back. Downward facing dog. Plank pose. Lowering down. Sliding right through cobra. Downward facing dog through bent knees with your breath out. Reach your right leg up. Exhale it in between your hands. Step your left foot to meet your right and bow into your legs. Come back up on your inhale. And come back down on your exhale. Step your left leg back. Downward facing dog. Plank pose. Child's pose. Keep it fluid and seamless. Sliding through cobra. Beautiful, ladies. Downward facing dog with your breath out. Reach your left leg up. Exhale it in between your hands. Step your right foot to meet it and fold forward into your legs. Come all the way up on your inhale. And dive right back down on your exhale. Good. Separate your feet slightly and reach for your big toes. On the inhale, lengthen the spine forward. And on the exhale, fold into your legs and let the back of the heart separate here. So the same feeling that we had with those eagle arms, the back of body is widening. Walk your fingertips forward. Get some length in your spine. Good. Hands to your hips. Draw your elbows in towards each other. Flat back, press down, and come all the way up. Really nice. Eagle wrap your right leg over your left. And you can single or double wrap the right leg. And then take your right arm underneath and eagle wrap your arms and begin to fold yourself forward. Good. Squeeze in on the inner thighs. Beautiful. As you come up, reach for the right ankle behind you like you're coming into Shiva Nataraj, but don't come into Shiva Nataraj. Just draw the knee, just draw the foot in a little bit closer and then send your left arm up. Good. Narrow off the hip points in the front body so the back body stays wide, and then move your right knee back, just the knee, without letting the pubic bone go with it. So there's a real length in the front body. Now, send the back of the heart up, coursing up towards the front, towards the chin. Yes. Really beautiful. Stay for one more breath. And place your right foot down. Reach both arms all the way up. On the exhale, dive all the way down over your legs. Separate your feet slightly, and this time you can step on your hands for Padahastasana. On the inhale, lengthen your spine forward, and on the exhale, bow into the legs. Yeah, if you need to bend the knees here, do that. If you need to flutter out through the lips or shake out the head. Yeah, so this practice would be really nice for later in the afternoon or maybe right before you go to bed. Just to cool and unwind from the day. Walk your fingertips forward, long spine. Take your hands to your hips, draw your elbows in towards each other, flat back, and come up to stand. Eagle wrap your left leg over and your left arm under. And then begin to fold forward. That's it. Steady the gaze without hardening the eyes. And then as you come up, reach back for the left ankle with the left hand and stretch your right arm up. Good. And then move the left knee back in space without letting it widen out to the side. So magnetize the inner thighs towards each other. Beautiful. Place your left foot down and reach both arms up. Good. Right leg over from here, right arm under, eagle. One more time. And folding forward. Good. As you come up, reach back for the right ankle with the right hand and stretch your left arm up. And this time, go a little bit further. Move the knee back and engage the back of the leg, even as the chest is rising and opening. Yeah. Beautiful. And then step your right foot to meet your left and reach both arms up. Other side, left leg over, left arm under. And fold forward. And come on back up. Reach for the left ankle with the left hand. Stretch your right arm up. And begin to kick the left leg back. Yeah, and the pubic bone does move back a little bit, but the chest is still rising, so there's a division and an opening all the way up the center column of the spine. Really nice. Left foot meets the right. Reach both arms up. And on the exhale, dive all the way down over your legs. Walk yourself back into a plank pose. And press back into child's pose. And then come on up to sit and grab your blankets. So for those of you at home, if you do not have yoga blankets, you can always use pillows. You can make anything work, right? Pillows, or one time when I was in Africa, we actually used the cushions from the porch furniture for a restorative class. You make it work, right? So we're going to take our blankets like they just came off the stack, and we're going to fold them up roll them into a bolster. And then you're going to come to lie down on your belly with the bolster right at your rib cage. So it's across the, about a third of the way back on your mat. And then lie on your belly. And the blanket bolster will be like right about here. Yeah, so move back a little bit, Steph. Yeah, there you go. Cool. And then reach back for your ankles and come up into a Dhanurasana. So you're going to have to negotiate with this one. You want to have the blanket to move, move back a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah, so your pubic bone can really drop and the chest can rise up, and it should kind of hold you. Feels okay? Great. Yeah. So stay with it without efforting it. And then let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Good. And then you're going to slip the blanket bolster back a little bit further and bring more of your chest over it. So this time the front body will stay heavy and the lower body will rise up. So we're coming back up into Dhanurasana again. And this time, see if you can really get the thighs off the ground, but keep your chest down, Steph. Yeah. So you're going to have to move forward more. Your chest stays down, your chin stays down. Exactly. And the legs come up. There we go. That's it. Wow, fancy. You guys are amazing. Stay for one more breath. And then let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And just breathe. Beautiful. And then hands underneath the shoulders and press back into a child's pose and come on up to sit again. And then we're going to set ourselves up for a really lovely heart-opening Supta Baddha Konasana. So keep your bolsters as they are. Grab your blocks. And you're going to come to lie down. So I'll demonstrate, excuse me, those at home, I'm going to put my back to you just so you can see the setup of this. So the tailbone will be right at the edge of the blanket. Oh, I forgot about this whole mic pack thing. All right. So the tailbone will be right at the edge of the blanket, and then you're going to lie back so that your head is supported and put the blocks underneath your knees. and then just be there. And it feels pretty amazing. And I do want to say one word of caution for those of you at home. If you don't have yoga blocks and you think, oh, I'll just skip the blocks underneath the knees, don't do that. Don't do that, because it's not great for the tendons of the hips to not be supported. So make sure, those of you at home, that even if you don't have yoga blocks, that you use some sort of support underneath the knees. And then just breathe. And then let your next breath come in a little bit deeper. And breathe it away. And then we want to keep that sense of calm as we come out of the restorative. So gently use your hands to close up your legs. That's it. And feel your feet on the ground for a moment. You can even take them about as wide as your hips and just let your knees hang inward for a moment. And then really carefully, let's roll onto our left side, onto our moon side. It's a little bit more cooling, a little more soft and receptive. And then use your arms to come on up to sit. And bring the palms together right at the heart. Breathing in. Bowing to the light in each other. Namaste. And for those of you at home, I do hope that this practice has given you a little bit more of a sense of peace, a little bit more of a heart opening, and hopefully you're slipping off into a very sweet sleep tonight. Thank you for joining us. Namaste.